Hi, and welcome to week 7 of reading. So, this week we will be sticking with our theme of realistic fiction. So, remember, fiction is a made up, make believe story. We've even had some of us go as far as to say that it's another word for fake because it isn't something that is real or that's actually happened. But that's fiction. Remember, realistic fiction is something that is made up, but very well could happen. So when we take a look at this week's story, which is going to be Charlie Did It, we can see right away that we would think this possibly is just fiction because look at the pictures. They look like drawings. They're not real, actual pictures like we've had in some of our nonfiction stories. There isn't a picture of a real person like Cesar Chavez or Jackie Robinson or George Washington or the first responders for the 9/11 story that we read. These are clearly cartoon drawings. You can see that very clearly over here with Charlie. So, as we read about Charlie Did It this week, we are going to be continuing to work on our text features. So, talking about the punctuation that is used in our sentences, we're going to be looking for how things are written. Remember, if we see those quotations or talking marks around some words or sentences, we know that somebody is communicating or letting us know something. Also, too, with our text features, don't forget about those bold words, those words that are have an important meaning. That's why they're bolded, and we can generally find those on the back page of our story, which in this story, Charlie Did It, we do have that glossary. So the glossary has those important words along with the meaning of it, as well as the page number where that can be found. As you read this week, in addition to paying attention to those text features, I want you to also pay attention to the character and how the character behaves and acts. Those are called character traits. They are little things about someone that let you know who they truly are. You're going to read this week about Charlie and some of the choices that she makes and some of the actions that she does that may or may not have been maybe the best idea. Something to keep in mind about Charlie, and this is always important as a reader to know what you're reading about. So do a little bit of homework before you get started and just read the beginning of the story or look at the glossary or look at the pictures just to get a better idea of who you're reading about. Well, what I knew or noticed from looking at Charlie is she looks relatively young. So when I was just scanning over the first couple pages of the story so I knew what I was reading about, I found out that she is 10 years old. So all of us are much older than that. However, we may know some people who are 10 years old or younger than 10 years old. And we know that when you're younger, you don't always make the best decisions. And as you get older, we would hope that you make better decisions. So we're going to use that idea of character traits, choices, decisions that people make and do that really show you the person they truly are. So please keep that in mind as you read this week. It's going to help you to better understand the story and to better understand what we'll talk about in class, as well as what we will Zoom about this Thursday for those of you that are um, doing cyber. In the meantime, please listen to Monday and Tuesday's story. Charlie Did It. Please make sure you answer all the questions after the pages. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you will be getting into reading A to Z. And this week, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. When you click on uh, the RAS reading, you will see three little tabs. I want you to click on the assignment tab. I'm actually assigning you a book with a quiz. You have to read it, both the book and the quiz, and then take that quiz using the text or drawing tools that they'll have available in RAS. And then once you're done, that will submit to me. You don't have to do anything special, and then I'll be able to get your results. We need to take a closer look at our reading skills moving forward now that we're learning some of our text features and looking at the different genres, fiction, nonfiction. We need to start looking at what kind of reader we are as far as our comprehension goes and our reading skills go. So I look forward to doing more of that with you this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.